Look what happened to you. That's why the internet can really tear you away from the spirit. Because it is just so messed up. That's why I turned off my messaging. Divine intervention just said, you got to stop this. Yes, you may get positive comments, but you get the negative. If you depend upon either, you become disconnected. I've become much more focused by turning off my email while I'm doing this, because of my awareness of the access it can have to me. Listen, this idea of no fear is not of the spirit, in the sense that they're trying to condition you to have no fear in a battle type of sense. And then if you experience fear, then you feel like a failure, don't you? You are going to get scared every once in a while. That's a normal reaction. That will be part of your learning tool. Trust within so that you can receive from without. You've got to heal. People are screwed up. They're so conditioned by mind control to want to point their finger at everybody except themselves. And they don't see how it's leading to the demise of them and their whole species. Check and see how good you feel when you know you've helped somebody, when you follow the path and it just unfolds, where you're not trying to force it, but it just happens. See how alive you feel. Love is infinite. You're not going to run out. It's not about running out of love. It's about whether the valve is turned to open or closed. If you keep it closed, it can atrophy. And those are the dead car batteries. You need to keep the flow moving, getting the energy of love inside this tumor, and start the spontaneous healing of this cancer. The hardest thing for people will be to let go of the past, because you've been so conditioned to hang on to it. 3 strikes and you're out. Everything there to condition your mind. Bullshit. You got to break this control system and heal. You are in the now. I don't care what you've done. And people need to step up in their divine character and see through that. And if you want to hang on to pointing your finger at all the people that have done horrible things, you are only hurting yourself. You need the divine wisdom. And that is the spirit. I've told you how to connect to it. I myself need to communicate with people and follow the path in real life. I'm not going to get concerned about whatever sites may pop up to discredit me. Fine. I can be discredited. I am the first person to admit that. If you hate me, you're hurting yourself. For example, like when I was molested as a child, people say, how can you forgive that man that did that to you? Because he didn't do it to me. It was a demon that did that to affect me. How am I going to hate him? His ego may not know that, but I know that. So yeah, I can forgive him. And guess what taught me to do that? My mind, for the first 33 years of my life, could not do that. The mind cannot withstand this on its own. Intellect, disconnected from the spirit, cannot withstand this. It cannot give you your eyes and ears. Only the spirit can do that. So yeah, I forgive him because I know why. If I didn't, it would be poison to my very essence. You must rise above this. Become what you are. Activate and become functional with this. The time is now, as it always is. Now, one final thing, because people will ask me, what's the deal with David Icke in the beginning of this video? Seeing Christ on the globe like that. I don't know. I looked up the picture of the earth and I've seen that picture elsewhere. It looks like it was slightly modified. I just put it in the negative and there it was. I don't know if David Icke even caught that, because I've seen that picture before. Maybe he did, maybe he did not. I'm not really making a claim about that. I'm just showing you what I saw. Remember, the image of Christ on the cross is a subconscious symbol to keep you from speaking the truth. Most people that read The Biggest Secret come out of that scared to death. Alright, so I don't know. I don't know if David Icke is aware of that. I have the book and I've seen, well, I can't answer you. I'm showing you what I hear and what I see. And that's all I can do. But I had to put that out there for you. Okay? Okay, I have to add a PS here. Just the lessons, the opening up is just happening at an accelerated rate here. I thought I had this upload finished, and I went to a health food store to get a vegetarian sandwich pocket, some feta and spinach and mushroom thing. Anyway, I walk in there, and there are the different employees, and I'm thinking, you know, it's all on my mind, right? About, ooh, the demons don't want me talking about this, right? Oh, they're following me around, and then I started to feel the nervous feeling in my body, right? And I thought to myself, come on now, I can overcome this. Just tap into the Creator, but I was still nervous. And then my eyes just looked to a product, and it said more. Okay, there were many words on it, but the one that my eyes focused on was more. Think of it more. Really think of your value and what's going on. Started to look around the shop while I was waiting for my sandwich. And I still felt it, that negative wavelength that they were trying to put me on, right? I'm like, no, I can overcome this. And I looked at another product, and it said, care away. So remove your care of that. Forget about that. And I started thinking to myself, oh, this is just an experience. It's only an experience in this reality of creation. And I'm trying to overcome it, right? Trying. Then there's this lady there that was asking directions to the guy at the ponytail at this natural health food store and this other woman. And they didn't know the answer, so I said, oh, I know the answer to that, and I just gave her the directions to get there. And she said, okay, thanks. I said, sure. You know. Then I went and got a natural soda. They have a lot of natural stuff there, and I was checking it out, and he said to me, I heard it when you gave her the directions. He said, I was thinking, you know, this and that, and I thought she was talking about this, and then I thought she was talking about that, and I just couldn't get it. And then I heard what you said, and your directions were exactly it. Then right away in my head, what popped in as a thought bubble was, oh, wait a minute. Because I'm aware of this whole communication thing. So I'm trying to figure out what it means, right? I'm like, oh, you mean the recordings I've been doing, what I've been doing in phase 3. And then he looks at me and says, yeah, your directions were perfect. And then I thought, oh, you mean the directions to get to the Creator, to connect to God again, to connect to the creative spirit, to heaven. And then he said right away, yeah, your directions, they were perfect. And if you think about it, why would someone go out of their way to talk about how perfect your directions were 2 times in a row, you know? So I'm thinking, And I turn around, and I'm walking in the store, and I look down, and my eyes go right to a candy bar, a chocolate bar. And on the label of that chocolate bar was the word divine. And I'm like, no, as soon as I see divine, all of a sudden, as soon as that clicks in my head, divine, which was instantaneous, then the woman in the store went, like that. And it corrected it because I allowed it to happen. So yes, it can come through people depending on what radio channel you're logging onto. It's amazing. God was speaking to me, letting me know, yes, those are the exact directions. I may have told you, yes, the cancer consciousness can speak through people, yes, but if you're on the wavelength of love, then it commands the ego. It allows them to receive the spirit too. I told you that the cancer consciousness can be like an agent in the matrix, anybody at any time, but so can the spirit. I was sitting there thinking about it, just like, wow, because you'll know, once you tune into this, you know, there is no doubt in your mind. People say, does God ever speak to you? Yeah, it speaks to you through its creations and through your reality. That's how it does it, you understand? So I was thinking about that, and I'm like, wow, look at that, the positive and negative ego. As soon as I started thinking that they were going to come and psychically attack me, I got all nervous. But when I dropped it, and it guided me to drop it, remove